In this video, let's talk about games. We play games, but who makes it? Developer. Now, who sells it? Publishers. For example, you made a game called Prince of Persia. You made it, you are a developer. But Ubisoft sells it, it's a publisher. You got the point, right? Basically, developers approach the publishers to get their games out in the market. And in most of the cases, publishers send a ready-made contract to the developer, ask them to sign it and get things started. But here is the problem. These contracts are made for the purpose of exploiting the hell out of developers and providing the best deal to these publishers. And therefore, if not properly negotiated or reviewed, you might get into trouble by signing this contract. So the question comes, what are the issues? While there could be n number of issues which could arise from case to case basis, let's talk about 5 of the most important one. First one being no timeline. You go through hard work, trouble and financial distress to develop a game, and you want your game to be out in the market as soon as possible. But just because your contract didn't have this provision of a deadline, publisher could just sit on your project for months and years and won't publish it out in the market. And that's why you should fix the timeline. Now, the second issue is IPR ownership. You own the game's trademark, you own the IP rights of your source code, you own everything. And in future, you would also be able to license your game to someone else. But sometimes publishers could just sneak in a clause which states that they will retain the IP ownership. So it's very important to realize that in nowhere in the contract you are agreeing to give up your IP rights. Third issue is delayed approval process. Developer in many cases seek funding so that they could complete their game, and publisher also agree to fund the whole development process. However, there is a catch. Publisher will pay the developer on each successful milestones, which publisher will decide if the milestone is achieved or not. Now what happened that in contract there is no fixed deadline for these approval or rejection of these milestones. So say you need to complete 10 milestones to get whole funding. You hire a team of 10 developers to help you develop a game, and you need to have a proper cash flow in order to pay your employees, and you rely on the funding of the publishers. But what if the publisher take 1 to 2 months to decide if the milestone has been achieved? As the consequence of it, you will run out of your money. And that's why it's very important to set deadline for the approval or for the rejection. And in case they're rejecting those milestone achievement, they should give reason why they are rejecting it. It will help the developer to complete their milestones in a timely and an efficient manner. Now, coming to the fourth issue. Fourth issue is about not paying the advance amount. See, publisher also pay advance sum to the developer. That here is the advance sum, you license your product to us, and also will send you royalties based on how many copies of this game we sell. Now imagine there are two companies. One company is offering that we will give you advance amount and we will also give you royalties. And because we are giving you advance sum, we will make sure that we sell this product so much that we also recover your money. And then there is a second company which say that we will not be offering you any advance amount, but we will give you some royalties. So the question comes, which publisher will you go and choose? I'll definitely choose the former one, because I know that they are serious and they will do whatever it takes to sell the product. So choose wisely. Fifth provision is mostly the most important one. Exit provision. See, you had some certain expectation regarding publisher, that publisher will do this, publisher will do that. But what if after entering into the agreement you realize that he is not fulfilling your expectations? And considering that in almost all the contracts that publisher usually send, there is no such clause as in the deficiency of services that the publisher will give, and what will be the consequence of the same. I still remember this case where I was vetting this contract for a game developer, and I saw that the term of the contract was perpetuity. It means that whatever happens, the game developer will not be able to exit the contract unless the publisher breaches the contract, which is very obvious to say that it would have been troublesome had the developer signed that contract. Now there could be n number of issues while entering into such agreement, and that's why it's always advisable to go and consult an expert before executing such agreement. Now, in case this video gave any value to you, hit the like button, and in future if you would want to see more such content, then hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much.